We're going to pour it into our final jars, but make sure you keep watching because I have a trick for that too, something I've never seen anybody else do, but works really well for our family. Hi, welcome back to Newtown Orchard. I'm Katie. We're glad that you joined us here today. Today, and for the next several days, we are going to be rendering the fat from our beef, and we're going to make tallow. When we have our beef processed, we always ask the processor to give us the fat that's left. Sometimes the fat looks like this, and it's got lots of meat bits still on it, and sometimes it's much cleaner. That much cleaner fat is the fat that comes from around the organs. That's called the leaf fat. That makes the absolute best tallow. This is the trimmings from the meat, and it will still make a great product. It just needs a few processes. I have been rendering fats for quite a while, and I do it differently than I've seen other people do it, and it works for us. So I'm going to show you this way today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our packages of fat and we're going to open them up, and we're going to trim away some of this extra meat. Now I don't worry about getting every tiny little piece of meat off. I just want to get the bigger chunks. It will make the rendering of the fat so much easier. Now see this, where there's not really any meat attached? This is some of the leaf fat versus this that is from the trimmings. So if I wanted to, I could render this separately, but for what we're using this for, this will be just fine. Okay, so we started out with just over 11 pounds of fat from the beef, and we trimmed it off, and we have just under 10 pounds of fat in the crock pot, and then we have about 1.5 pounds of trimmings. Now this isn't going to go to waste. This is going to become feed for our dog. The next step is we're going to take just regular salt. I have about 1/3 cup of salt. We're just going to pour that in there. The salt helps draw out the impurities. And then I'm going to add warm water, probably 2 quarts. I'm just watching the crock pot to see the level of the water. All right, so there's the 2nd quart, and I'm just pouring it on top of that salt to let that salt get a little bit dissolved. I put the water into the crock pot just about this high. I'm not going to come all the way to the top because as this fat renders down and melts, it will raise the level of everything else. So I don't want to go too high. I don't want to overflow my crock pot. I've added the salt and the water to the crock pot, and I'm going to leave it on low. I'm going to put the lid on it, leave it on low for several hours. And then I'm going to show you the next step that makes this very easy. It's been 4 hours, and the fat is pretty soft in here. I can cut this with the spoon. So what I do differently than what a lot of people do when they render lard is they put this through the grinder. If my meat processor was available to do that, I would do it, but I don't want to pull out my grinder. It's more work and it's a lot more cleanup. So I just put the big chunks in here. And then this is my secret weapon. As I come in, and I just very carefully use my stick blender and pulverize this. And this is very hot, so you have to be very careful. Okay, now this just looks like a big murky soup. And I didn't get every single little piece. There's still small pieces there, but that took, I don't know, 45 seconds? Much faster than if I had had to grind everything. We're gonna let this cook now with the lid off for another hour or so. And right now it's pretty murky, but as it cooks a little bit more and then as it cools, it won't be as murky. Okay, so it's been another 1.5 hours or so, and this is looking pretty decent. What I'm gonna do is just use my slotted spoon and pull some of this foam out. Just skim some of this off. And then You can see this is what would be crackling, or these are the little bits of meat or tendons that are in here. So that's what we don't want. So I'm going to use a net and get as much of that out now. It's not a huge deal because we're going to pour this all through cheesecloth. But you see, that makes it work much better. I'm going to pour all of this fat into this pot to let it solidify. I have a strainer here, and I'm using a wooden spoon, and that holds it so that it doesn't fall. Well, ideally doesn't fall. And then I have an old piece of a flour sack towel that I use specifically for this purpose. It's pretty stained and icky, and I'm just going to put it into the strainer. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's go nice and slow. So the crock pot now is going to get washed because we're going to use it again tomorrow. Now, as we know from science class, fat will rise and the liquid will fall to the bottom. It'll go into our refrigerator to solidify, and then we'll go on to the next step. Our beef fat has sat in the refrigerator overnight, and actually it's the next evening. And that's the beauty of doing rendering your fat this way, is that it really can sit for a long period of time. You can see that it's all in here, and it's really quite hard. Remember I told you that there's two kinds of fat. There's the fat that's around the organs, and that tends to render down and be very, very hard. And then the fat that's around the trimmings from the muscles, that can be much softer. This is pretty hard, so I'm pretty excited about that. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut into it. Oh my, it's very hard. What I want to do is I want to get this into manageable pieces that I can pull out. There we go. Beautiful. Look at that. So now see this gelatinous part underneath? This is where that water was, and part of the impurities that were in there. That's what comes out of the fat. And we're going to scrape that off into a bowl. And I'm getting an ever so small layer of the lard too. I don't know if you can see that this part here is nice and bright, and this is a little bit grayer. A little hard to see, but this part still has some impurities. But that's okay. We're going to just scrape a little bit more. And this is going into the crock pot, and we will get all of those impurities out at the next step. Again, we're going to just scrape off these impurities into our bowl. I wonder if I can get this last section up. Yep, in one go. It looks like cheese, doesn't it? We'll just scrape that off. Okay. It's good quality tallow, so it's going to moisturize my hands too. So we are going to just let it melt without any added water, without any added salt, and we'll let it chill again, and then more of those impurities will come to the bottom. In order to make this shelf stable for long periods of time, you need to have this completely moisture free. So any kind of water that's still trapped into these cells needs to be removed. And that's what we're doing with this dry melting stage. It's been 2.5 hours since we turned the crock pot on, and the fat has all melted, and now it appears to be boiling. And the fat won't boil, but the liquid that's in there is boiling. So we're going to let this run for another hour without the lid on so that any of that moisture that's in there can evaporate. It's been an hour that the fat in the crock pot has been boiling and the bubbling has slowed down. There's still some moisture in there, but we're going to go ahead and transfer from the crock pot through 2 layers of my flour sack towel into the pot, and then we're going to chill it again overnight. All of these impurities that are here will get caught with the flour sack towel. Now we'll let it cool overnight. Editing Katie here. It looks like when we were recording, we missed the recording of cutting the fat the second time it solidified. So just like the first time, we just cut the fat and we scraped any of those impurities that were on the bottom, but this time there were almost none, which was really exciting. So then we took all of that fat again that we had scraped, put it back into the cleaned crock pot and melted it. Again, we did not use any additional salt or water, and we left the lid off so that any water that would be in there could evaporate. It's been about 4 hours since we started this, and this was probably ready 2.5 hours ago, but that's just one of the other beauties of this. If you don't have time to get to it right away, you can let it set. So if you see, the tallow is all melted. It's not bubbling like it was before when there was moisture in there boiling. So I'm going to just take a sieve and I'm going to skim the top and try to get some of these air bubbles. There might be some crusty bits in there, but I'm not real worried about that. Then I'll set that aside. Now we're ready to fill our jars. And this is where we do things a little bit differently. I'm going to take my tallow, just pour it into the jar. Try not to spill much. I'm going to fill it just about all the way to the top. And then I'm going to take a canning lid. And this is where you can use lids that you've used already before, because this is not going to be our final lid. What you do need to make sure is that the rubber seal is intact and it's not dented. So you just put the lid on. Put your collar on and put it on quite tight. And then I'm just going to take it and put it upside down. And this is how I'm going to store it until everything has cooled and solidified. And I'll show you why at the very end. It's very hot. We started with just around 10 pounds of beef fat. It was actually 11 pounds with all of the meat trimmings, but 10 pounds we rendered, and we got 4 quarts of tallow. Now these look very yellow right now. We're going to go ahead and let them cool. They will lighten up significantly, and we're going to show you the last step next. It's the next day, and our tallow has all solidified. We left them the jars upside down until they were completely hard. And then I'm going to just take the lid off. And if you look in close, you can see there's some impurities in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a spoon and I'm going to scrape those impurities out. So it's not too bad. So this is telling me that everything below here, it looks, there's really no impurities in here. Any liquid that would have been left over was boiled out, or it would have been here up on the top, and this is all nice and dry. So we'll take that now, just clear the jar, put a brand new clean lid on, use our same ring collar, and that's how we make tallow. We hope you enjoyed sharing these past few days with us as we render the fat from our beef into tallow. Now this tallow we will use when we make lip balms or lotion bars or soaps, and we will use this when we fry our chicken wings or potatoes or any of those kinds of things. I really feel comfortable that it's nice and clean. It doesn't have a strong smell at all, and it doesn't even have a strong taste to it. So we will be able to use this in lots of different applications. Thanks so much for joining us. If you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends about us, and we can bring you lots more how-to videos over the course of the next year. Take care.